Welcome, brave souls, to the shadowed realms of Middle-earth, where ancient powers and timeless conflicts have shaped the very fabric of existence. Today, we journey into the heart of darkness to uncover the story of Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, whose insidious influence laid the groundwork for all the evil that followed. This is a tale of power, rebellion, and a fallen god whose shadow still looms large over the world of Tolkien. Prepare yourselves, for we are about to unveil the dark legacy of Morgoth Bauglir. Our story begins in the timeless halls, before the world was made, where Morgoth, then known as Melkor, was counted among the mightiest of the Ainur. The Ainur were holy spirits, created by Eru Ilúvatar, the One, and they took part in the great music of the Ainur that shaped the universe. Melkor was the greatest of the Ainur, endowed with immense power and knowledge. His name, meaning "he who arises in might," reflected his towering presence among the holy spirits. He possessed a unique gift, the flame imperishable, the secret fire of creation, which he sought to master and use for his own purposes. In the great music of the Ainur, Melkor introduced his own themes, creating discord and disharmony. His desire to dominate and impose his will led to conflict with his fellow Ainur. Despite his disruptions, Eru Ilúvatar wove Melkor's discord into the fabric of the music, illustrating the theme that even great evil could not thwart the ultimate plan of creation. When the world Arda was created, the Ainur descended into it, taking on forms to shape and govern its lands. Melkor, consumed by envy and a desire to rule, became the first being to turn away from the light and seek dominion over the physical world. Melkor entered Arda with the other Valar, but soon set himself against them, seeking to dominate the world. He became a corrupter, twisting creation to suit his purposes. His fortress of Utumno in the far north was a bastion of darkness and his base of operations for spreading chaos and destruction. Melkor's rebellion led to the First Great War in Arda. The Valar, including Manwë, his brother, fought against him to preserve the beauty and harmony of the world. Melkor's influence marred the very fabric of Arda, causing natural disasters and corrupting life. He bred monstrous creatures, including the first orcs, trolls, and balrogs, to serve his will. Despite Melkor's malevolence, the Valar continued to shape Arda, creating the two trees of Valinor, Telperion, and Laurelin, whose light illuminated the Blessed Realm. But Melkor's envy and lust for power knew no bounds, leading to one of his most heinous acts. The Silmarils, created by the elven smith Feanor, contained the light of the two trees. These gems were the most prized treasures of Valinor. Melkor, coveting their light and the power they represented, conspired with the giant spider, Ungoliant, to steal them. In a night of treachery, Melkor and Ungoliant destroyed the two trees, plunging Valinor into darkness. They then stole the Silmarils from Feanor's stronghold. This act of defiance and theft marked the beginning of a new era of darkness and sorrow in Arda. Feanor, consumed by rage, named Melkor Morgoth, meaning Black Foe of the World. Fleeing to Middle-earth, Morgoth fortified himself in the Fortress of Angband, where he continued his reign of terror. His presence in Middle-earth brought untold suffering, setting the stage for the epic struggles that would define the First Age. Angband, guarded by the monstrous wolf Carcharoth and other creatures, became the center of Morgoth's power in Middle-earth. The Wars of Beleriand saw the Elves and their allies battling Morgoth's forces in a series of brutal conflicts. These wars were marked by heroism and tragedy, with many of the greatest heroes of Middle-earth rising to oppose Morgoth. Morgoth's power of corruption was immense. He twisted and corrupted many beings, creating new horrors like dragons, including the mighty Glaurung, the father of dragons. His ability to instill fear and despair was one of his greatest weapons, breaking the spirits of many who opposed him. Morgoth's influence extended to all corners of Middle-earth, reaching even the hidden city of Gondolin. His cunning and treachery led to one of the most tragic events in the history of the Elves. Gondolin, built by Turgon, was a hidden sanctuary, a last bastion of elven strength and beauty. It was protected by the secrecy of its location and the vigilance of its people. Morgoth's spies and treachery eventually led to its discovery. Maeglin, a traitor within the city, revealed its location to Morgoth in exchange for power and favor. Morgoth's forces, including Balrogs, dragons, and orcs, descended upon Gondolin in a devastating attack. The city's fall was marked by heroism and despair as its defenders fought to the last. The survivors, led by Tuor and Idril, escaped through secret passages, ensuring that the legacy of Gondolin would live on through their son Elendil. As the First Age drew to a close, the elves and men united for a final stand against Morgoth. The War of Wrath, the greatest conflict in the history of Middle-earth, would decide the fate of the world. Elendil the Mariner, bearing a Silmaril, sailed to Valinor to plead for the aid of the Valar against Morgoth. His plea was granted, and the Valar mustered their forces for a final assault on Angband. The might of the Valar, combined with the armies of the elves and men, descended upon Morgoth's fortress in a cataclysmic battle. Morgoth's forces were overwhelmed, and his fortress was destroyed. He was captured and brought to judgment before the Valar. Morgoth was cast into the void, a fate sealed by the power of the Valar, ending his reign of terror but leaving a lasting legacy of darkness. Morgoth's shadow continued to loom over Middle-earth even after his defeat. His legacy of corruption and malice set the stage for the rise of his lieutenant Sauron and the continued struggle between light and dark. Sauron, once a servant of Morgoth, took up his master's mantle, perpetuating his legacy of darkness. The creation of the One Ring and the subsequent wars were direct results of Morgoth's influence. Sauron's reign of terror during the Second and Third Ages can be seen as an extension of Morgoth's malevolent vision for Middle-earth. And thus, we conclude our journey through the dark legacy of Morgoth Bauglir. His story is a testament to the enduring struggle between light and darkness, and the indomitable spirit of those who rise to challenge evil. May his tale remind us that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, hope and courage can prevail. Until next time, brave souls, may the light of the Valar guide your path and keep the shadows at bay. Thank you for joining us on this epic exploration of Morgoth's dark legacy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Middle-earth, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos. Leave a comment below about which part of Morgoth's story you found most intriguing. Until next time, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep the spirit of adventure alive.